wired for this shit.
Gods as a band has quite a long history, and I personally have been involved in numerous projects beforehand. I released a record under my name Bench. I think that was in 2011, which was the culmination of a lot of studio work. Coming out of university, I studied composition and was basically involved in music all my life. And at some point I got other people involved, and the whole project became more of a collaborative thing. So it made sense to look for a different headline for the whole thing. And yeah, we just felt we were just going to go right for the prize. And God seemed like a good way to, seemed like a good aspiration. You know, we're all from different places, and each of us brings their own vibes, their own flavors to the table. With regards to the live show, that means that because we play in different constellations and always depending on who is playing on the actual night, that actually changes the live set quite a bit. Tonight I'm playing with Alex, an old friend of mine from Mexico, and the approach that he brings to, he's taking care of percussion, right, and like yeah, drum pads, and the just the vibes that he brings to the percussive element of the show is flavored completely differently than if Sean would play it. Sean is my other long-term collaborator from part of the UK. So yeah, the fact that we all have like these, the whole thing is like this weird sort of cultural fluctuating mixture. Yeah, in the formative phase of the project, and as the whole thing started to become more serious and we were just kind of moving more and more into this whole thing, we were asking ourselves, what the hell are we actually doing here? And yeah, what are we doing here and what are we aspiring to do? And the idea to, it's always in question still actually, you know, like are we a band, are we more of an art collective, or what the hell is actually going on, right? And I think that is a question that we answer over and over again. In a way, yeah, I don't know. I couldn't really conclusively answer it to you right now. I mean, we have Beatriz involved, who's a painter and video artist from Mexico City, and we always are very specific with the video collaborations that we do. And I think this whole collective business is sort of an aspirational thing. It's like we wanted the whole thing to be, in a way, so much music is just boring, you know, and so many projects are boring. And how our project turns out to be, I don't really know. Like, I mean, I don't really know how other people would perceive it. But what I know is that we want to do something that's just a bit more exciting than everything else. And that, you know, like, so the fact that we see us as a collective, which I'm in a way the driving force behind it, but it's like this constant fluctuation of different people that work together. So the fact that we're a collective and the fact that we're called gods, I think all these things speak of a certain kind of, I don't know, it feels like there's a certain kind of electricity in the whole thing, a certain kind of possibility for growth, which I think that's what a band should really be. It's always interesting with genre comparisons, right? In a way, it always leads to, if you're interested in music, then this question is gonna, like, what genre do you see yourself in, or what are the tags, in your opinion, to your music? These kind of questions tend to lead to interesting conversations. And also very often though, like after chatting a while, I imagine if I talk to you now, then what's gonna happen is, at some point we're probably gonna agree that all these genre names, all these categories, they're much more fluent now than they used to be. And I mean, we're kind of, in a way, throwing so much in the pot that I'm not always, and first of all, I'm not always sure what's going on. I just know I like it when we release it. Secondly, yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, there are too many genre names for me to actually even be on top of it, to be honest. I moved to Berlin at a point in time where I just got fucking bored with guitars. Really, really bored with guitars. I was a guitarist for a long time. I still am a guitarist, you could argue, but I just got bored with the sound of it somehow. Which, I mean, that is not an absolute statement, you know. There's a lot of guitar music that I really like, but for what I want to explore, I realized I need to go somewhere else. And just that realization in me, that move in me coincided with my move to Berlin. Now, yeah, I mean, Berlin is of course a fantastic city for electronic music, and if you live there, it's difficult to, I mean, at least in the circles that I move and what I'm experiencing, it's very difficult to not be influenced by that. I think our beats are just getting a bit harder, you know, the direct influence, and I discovered even more how much kick-ass, interesting, amazing electronic music there is out there. Also, it is fantastic for hip-hop, which is a love that is always present for me. I'm not sure if Gods has ever really been part of the scene, which is mainly to do with the fact that we don't live in one town, you know. Like, I mean, our own internal scene is shifting from place to place. Everything is in a way centered to Berlin right now. I moved into a little studio and started working a bit more permanently in that city. So we see where that goes. And obviously I'm diving head into the Berlin scene. I've been there for about 2 years now. So that's nice, but like in the traditional sense, you know, like you kind of start a band somewhere and then you become friends with other bands in that same area, and then, I don't know, you have some sort of shared trajectory and common development. That has never really been the case with us. And sometimes I think it makes things more difficult for us. And on the other hand, I realize, well, everything with our approach is so different to any other band, any other group, any other collective that I know. That, yeah, I just don't have any real points of comparison, honestly. What I'm trying to, like, I mean, I, in a way, completely discarded the idea of just worrying about that kind of stuff, you know. I mean, yeah, it's cool. I mean, in a way, you know, like, it's cool to be part of something. It feels great to have that feeling that you connect to something. Most importantly, I would really love to connect to the people that we play music for. And most importantly, I'm really striving to project my energy to the audience, you know, and to the listener of the record. And I think that is something which maybe gets a bit more difficult these days, where everything is kind of so fizzled out, you know, like with the media landscape, and everyone's attention is, yeah, I don't know, is in 1,000 places at the same time. My attention is not so much on scenes or where I am. My intention is more on what I do and how I can do it better. The future of Gods, yeah, dude, if I could tell you, I would tell you. Thing is, I can't tell you. You know, like we were talking about how we're all from these different places and how everything is drawn together from like these, yeah, like, you know, it's always a big hassle for us even to meet. I mean, it's a hassle that we love that kind of hassle, but it's still a hassle. And it also means that we can perform far fewer shows than we would otherwise be able to do. So at the moment, I'm actually thinking a bit, yeah, I mean, for example, what we do tonight is we play a duo show. And in a way, we're in the phase of experimentation for the next release, just seeing what works and, you know, I mean, basically where the whole thing could develop. What I see is, I see us traveling more. Musically, we're certainly opening a whole bunch of new doors, which I even didn't see coming like a year ago. So that's going to be very interesting with the next record. And, well, what can I tell you? We came to conquer the world.
I'm not here to cat, I'm not here to cat, I'm not here to cat, I'm here to show you what I got. I'm not here to cat, I'm not here to cat, I'm not here to cat, I'm here to show you what I got. I'm not here to cat, I'm here to show you what I got. I'm not here to cat, I'm here to show you what I got. Make my choice now, I'm doing what it takes. Doing what it takes, keep it moving. I'm done getting paid, I'm done playing stupid. Budapest, come a little closer with Gods. What a fantastic place this is. Now we're gonna need your help, you guys. We're gonna need your help with some movement. Always on that extra, always next level. care, I'm here to show you what